Is this what you actually use when you're removing some of the old silicone to help out with the process of scraping it off and everything?
We'll basically go through and scrape off anything that you can get off that's heavy on the coach off, and then use very minimal of that. So we've got customers that will come in and they'll buy 2 or 3 cans of that, and we'll use a whole can like that just to do one body. That stuff also works good on removing the glue from the decals. If you've ever gone up and cleaned up on the Dicor or the alpha sealant up on the roof, afterwards brand new too. So just don't pour it on the roof, put it on like a terry cloth towel and wipe it on, and it'll make it look like brand new again.
So Dustin told me this is what they actually use in their repair shop when they're doing any sort of job like this. Now this is actually Ford OEM approved and GM OEM approved. This is usually used on automotive, so this is, high quality, extremely safe for painted body surfaces, your RV surface, fiberglass, and anything like that. And not only is this stuff awesome for just removing, the silicone to do this job, this stuff has done an amazing job at removing any sort of stick, glue, decals, and things like that. And the great thing about it is I purchased this right on Amazon, so that's where you guys can find it. They also, I believe, have it in spray cans. So we'll have some links in the video description down below where you can purchase some of this stuff and everything else that we talk about today. So as you guys can see, I've been basically taking some of this Acrysol, I've been putting it on a rag or a microfiber cloth, and I'll go ahead and rub down my old silicone, or in this case some of the ProFlex RV sealant, get it a little bit wet and saturated with this product, and then I'll go through with the plastic putty knife and start to remove it. Some of it just easily you can grab it and just peel a big section off. There's going to be other areas where there's going to be some residue left, and you're going to have to use that scraper to kind of get in there and scrape it off. But the important thing is to just go ahead and take your time, do a good job, try to remove everything. And what's awesome about this product is after you remove the old sealant and you have it looking pretty good, you can just go ahead and reuse this product to clean up any dirt, or just get the surface prepped and clean for the new sealant. It's kind of an all-in-one. You don't have to go and get another product when it's time to apply the new sealant and clean it up with say mineral spirits or an acetone or something else. You can just use this one product to remove the old sealant and prep the surface for the new sealant that we're going to apply. Obviously most of the camper is done in a silicone sealant on the sidewalls and everything around there. I've removed a lot of that in years past, and I've replaced it with the Geocel, the ProFlex RV sealant. It boasts about being more flexible, this and that. It's been about 3 years, and I'm starting to notice some of that is getting actually pretty kind of hard and dried up, a little sun-baked looking, a little flaky, and kind of yellowish in certain spots. So I've been removing that, and now I'm going to try to replace it this year with the Lexel clear sealant.
So Geocel actually makes 3 different versions of sealant for the RV bodies. They make basically the ProFlex is the most popular because they advertise that a lot.
Okay.
But like you said, it dry, discolors, it deteriorates, it gets hard, it's yellow, it flakes. Does exactly that, and it's a pain in the ass to get that off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they make 2 other versions. They make another version that's a silicone that has a little bit more adhesive to it, and then they make another one that's almost just like 100% silicone, but it's stronger than like you go get it at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Okay.
Geocel's owned by Sherwin-Williams. See how there's a sealant up here?
Yep.
That's the sealant primarily that we'll use, and then there's a different version, and then I think, and then this version. This is typically what you're using now, that ProFlex.
Yep.
So this is what the new packaging is going to look like. But
okay.
that's hard, almost like a toothpaste kind of quality. You can't run a big long run of it and come back and knock it down.
I did notice that it was harder to work with when I was putting it on a few years ago. And I just started using some of the Lexel product, and that actually was a lot easier to work with. I've noticed when I'm trying to smooth it out and make even just make a bead with the caulking gun with the Lexel was easier. And I've used Lexel inside and been pretty happy with it, so I figured I'd try it outside. Some people had recommended that.
And there's a lot of products out there. So things that are kind of common to that Geocel ProFlex is Dicor cap sealant. It's like the same consistency.
Okay.
But none of my guys like that. I mean, you're going to put that on something that you know is not going to move. So if you need to adhere it to prevent it from vibration or movement, that's what that ProFlex is kind of designed for.
What would you say you guys use the most then around on
the I would say Boss silicone and then the Geocel silicones, those two brands.
Okay.
So you got to watch the date codes too on them, because sometimes we'll even run out of them on a distributor level, and we'll go buy them on Amazon for our own use, and we'll get them and they're already expired.
Well, that's what's funny. I don't think a lot of people don't realize, but a lot of this I noticed has a date shelf life on it. So even if you bought some extra, it's been sitting down in the RV, even if an unopened tube, you realize, oh, like this is already like past its shelf life date. Yeah,
it just won't adhere good enough. You'll put it on, it'll lay down, and then after a few months it can just come right off.
Okay. Now, as you guys heard talking to Dustin, there's definitely some products that he is using at his shop that I haven't checked out yet. I think I want to go ahead and look into some of those in the future. Some interesting stuff there on different types of, just ProFlex RV sealant. And I didn't even know that they had basically 6 types of sealant that they make themselves.